You could feel fine today and still be on the edge of a heart attack tomorrow. Why? Because clogged arteries don't always warn you with loud alarms. They whisper through fatigue, breathlessness, leg cramps, and those whispers are easy to miss. But ignoring them could be deadly. Every year, millions of people suffer sudden heart attacks or strokes, often with no idea their arteries were slowly closing off inside. The truth? Artery blockages often develop silently, without obvious symptoms, until something catastrophic happens. That's why today's video is critical. We're revealing 9 silent signs of artery blockage that too many people overlook. These subtle symptoms could mean your heart is struggling, and you wouldn't even know it. One of these signs might already be happening in your body right now. Let's break the silence before it's too late, and take back control of your heart health, starting today. Silent sign number 1, chest pain or pressure. Chest pain is often the first red flag your body raises, but it's also one of the most misunderstood. You might feel a tightness, pressure, or heaviness in your chest. Some people describe it like a squeezing sensation or even burning, similar to heartburn. That's where it gets tricky. Many seniors chalk it up to something they ate or simple indigestion, and ignore it. But here's what you need to know. If the pain comes on during physical activity or emotional stress, and goes away when you rest, that's a strong indicator of angina, a warning that your heart isn't getting enough oxygen due to narrowed arteries. This isn't something to brush off. Chest discomfort from artery blockage can also radiate. It may travel to your shoulders, neck, jaw, arms, or even your upper back. It doesn't always stay in the chest, and that's why people often misread the signs. If you notice a pattern, chest discomfort that consistently appears when you exert yourself, and eases with rest, that's not heartburn. That's your heart asking for help. This type of pain, known medically as stable angina, is your body's early warning system. And when it comes to artery blockages, early detection can be the difference between managing the problem and facing a heart attack. So the next time you feel pressure in your chest, don't self-diagnose. Listen to your body and talk to your doctor. Because what feels like heartburn might be your heart in trouble. Silent sign number 2, shortness of breath. Have you noticed yourself getting winded from simple tasks, like walking across the room or climbing a single flight of stairs? You might think you're just out of shape or getting older, but this could be a serious warning sign from your heart. This symptom, called dyspnea, happens when your heart can't pump enough oxygen-rich blood to meet your body's demands. The most common reason? Narrowed arteries from plaque buildup, restricting circulation and reducing oxygen delivery to both your heart and lungs. At first, you may only notice it during physical activity. But as the blockage worsens, shortness of breath can happen even at rest, and that's when it becomes truly alarming. Many people experience it while lying flat. You might suddenly wake up gasping for air, or feel the need to sleep propped up with extra pillows just to breathe comfortably. That's your heart struggling to keep up, even while you're sleeping. If you've had to adjust your sleeping position because lying flat makes you feel breathless, or if you're getting winded during light activity, it's time to get checked. This isn't just about poor fitness or fatigue. It's a sign your heart and lungs are under stress, and possibly not receiving enough blood or oxygen due to arterial blockages. Shortness of breath is more than uncomfortable, it's a silent distress signal. Ignoring it could lead to serious complications, including heart failure. So don't overlook this breath-stealing symptom. Your lungs may be trying to breathe, but it's your heart that's crying for help. Silent sign number 3, extreme fatigue. We all get tired now and then, but this isn't that kind of tired. We're talking about a deep, persistent exhaustion that doesn't go away with sleep or rest. The kind of fatigue that makes everyday tasks, like getting dressed, showering, or carrying groceries, feel like climbing a mountain. If that sounds familiar, it's time to stop and listen to what your body's trying to tell you. This kind of bone-deep fatigue is a major red flag that your heart may be in trouble. When arteries become narrowed or blocked, your heart has to work harder just to pump blood. But here's the catch: less oxygen and fewer nutrients make it to the rest of your body. That includes your muscles, brain, and organs. So even though your heart is overworked, the rest of your body feels like it's running on empty. If you feel tired all the time, despite a full night's sleep, or if even small amounts of exertion leave you wiped out, it's time to investigate. Especially if you're over 50, this is not just getting older. It's your body prioritizing survival, sending limited blood flow to vital organs while shortchanging everything else. That's why you feel so weak and sluggish, even when doing almost nothing. Don't ignore it. Chronic fatigue may be your body's quiet cry for help, signaling that something is seriously off with your circulation. If your energy has slowly faded over time, and rest just isn't cutting it, talk to your doctor. Early detection could mean the difference between recovery and risk. Because when your heart's energy is drained, so is yours. Silent sign number 4, leg pain or cramping during activity. Do your legs start to ache, cramp, or feel heavy when you walk, even short distances? And does that pain ease up once you sit down to rest? That's not just aging. It's a classic sign of peripheral artery disease, or PAD, a condition where arteries in your legs become narrowed by plaque, just like the arteries around your heart. The medical term for this symptom is claudication. It happens because your leg muscles, like every part of your body, rely on oxygen-rich blood to work properly, especially when you're moving. But when blood can't flow freely through narrowed arteries, your muscles don't get the oxygen they need. The result? Lactic acid and other waste products build up, causing pain, tightness, or a deep burning sensation, most often in your calves, but also in your thighs or buttocks depending on where the blockage is. If that pain fades with rest and returns with movement, that's a telltale PAD pattern. At first, you might notice the pain only after walking a few blocks. But as the condition worsens, the pain can start sooner and become more intense. PAD doesn't just affect your mobility, it's a warning sign that atherosclerosis is impacting your entire circulatory system. It means the same kind of blockage might be building up near your heart or brain too. So if your legs are trying to tell you something, don't silence them with rest. Listen to the message and act. Early treatment can restore blood flow, ease the pain, and reduce your risk of heart attack or stroke. Because when it comes to PAD, your legs may be the first to suffer, but your heart could be next. Silent sign number 5, nausea or sudden sweating. You're sitting calmly, not exercising, not overheating, yet suddenly you feel nauseous or break into a cold sweat. No fever, no food poisoning, just a strange, unsettling feeling that something isn't right. This isn't just discomfort. It could be your body sounding the alarm. When your heart isn't receiving enough oxygen due to a blockage, the body flips into emergency mode, activating what's known as the autonomic nervous system. This is your fight or flight response. In a crisis, blood is diverted to your vital organs, and your digestive system slows down. That's why you might feel queasy, clammy, or lightheaded. It's your body's way of trying to cope with the oxygen shortfall, but it's also a sign of something potentially far more serious. These symptoms often show up during heart attacks or severe arterial blockages, especially when paired with other red flags like chest discomfort, fatigue, or breathlessness. Cold sweat plus nausea plus chest pain equals medical emergency. Don't wait it out. Don't second guess it. Call emergency services immediately. Unfortunately, many people, especially seniors, ignore these signals, assuming it's just something they ate or a bad moment. But when it's connected to artery blockage, every minute counts. This is not the time to be polite or hesitant. Act fast. Getting checked early could prevent permanent damage or save your life entirely. Your body is brilliantly designed to warn you. When it speaks up with nausea or sudden sweating for no clear reason, it's not random, it's urgent. Listen closely. It could be your heart trying to survive. Silent sign number 6, heart palpitations. Have you ever felt your heart suddenly flutter, pound, or race out of nowhere, like it's skipping beats or beating out of sync? That's called a palpitation, and while it can be triggered by something simple, like caffeine, anxiety, or dehydration, it can also signal something far more serious: reduced blood flow due to artery blockage. When your arteries narrow from plaque buildup, your heart has to work harder to pump blood through those restricted pathways. This added strain can disrupt your heart's natural rhythm, causing it to beat too fast, too slow, or irregularly, a condition known as an arrhythmia. You might feel it in your chest, throat, or even your neck. And while occasional palpitations can be harmless, frequent or persistent episodes are a sign that your heart is under stress and potentially starving for oxygen. If palpitations come with chest pain, shortness of breath, or dizziness, don't ignore it. Seek medical attention immediately. Palpitations are your heart's way of waving a red flag. And if they're happening regularly, especially without a clear cause, it's time to take them seriously. Many people dismiss these sensations as just nerves or too much coffee, but when artery blockages are involved, these skipped or racing beats may be your only early warning before something much worse, like a heart attack, occurs. Don't gamble with your heartbeat. If your rhythm feels off, let your doctor know. A simple test could uncover a serious issue, and early action can save your life. Because sometimes, it's not just in your head, it's in your arteries. Silent sign number 7, high blood pressure. High blood pressure doesn't cause pain. It doesn't cause fatigue. And that's exactly what makes it so dangerous. It's called the silent killer for a reason, because it often has no obvious symptoms until something catastrophic happens, like a heart attack, stroke, or kidney failure. When arteries begin to narrow from plaque buildup, your heart has to work harder to push blood through them. This increases the pressure inside your arteries, which puts intense strain on your heart and damages the delicate lining of your blood vessels. Over time, this pressure can lead to thickening of the heart muscle, particularly the left ventricle. That might sound like strength, but it's not. A thickened heart becomes less efficient, more prone to failure, and more vulnerable to rhythm problems and clots. The scariest part? You can feel perfectly fine while your blood pressure is quietly causing irreversible damage inside your body. Check your blood pressure regularly, even if you feel great. The only way to know if you have high blood pressure is to measure it. Home monitors are affordable, and many pharmacies and clinics offer free screenings. Don't wait until you're dizzy, short of breath, or in the emergency room. This one simple number, your blood pressure reading, can reveal so much about your artery health. Left untreated, hypertension accelerates plaque buildup and increases your risk of blocked arteries, aneurysms, and heart failure. So don't let silence fool you. When it comes to high blood pressure, what you don't feel can absolutely hurt you. Protect your heart, know your numbers, and act early. Silent sign number 8, swollen legs or feet, edema. Have you ever looked down and noticed your ankles or feet are swollen, tight, or feel strangely puffy by the end of the day? It might be easy to blame the heat or long hours on your feet, but persistent swelling in your lower limbs could be a silent warning from your heart. This condition is known as edema, and it happens when your heart isn't pumping blood effectively. When blood flow slows or backs up due to artery blockages, pressure builds up in your veins. That pressure forces fluid out of the blood vessels and into nearby tissues, especially in areas farthest from your heart, like your feet and ankles. You may notice your shoes feel tighter, your legs look puffy, or there's a dull aching or tenderness in your lower limbs. If your swelling worsens at night, or gets more noticeable after sitting or standing for long periods, don't brush it off. It's a sign of poor circulation and potential heart strain. This kind of swelling isn't just uncomfortable, it's often one of the first signs that your heart is struggling to keep up with the body's demands. And when paired with other symptoms like fatigue or breathlessness, it's time to take it seriously. Left untreated, this can progress into congestive heart failure, where fluid builds up not only in the legs but also in the lungs, making breathing difficult. So don't just prop your feet up and hope it goes away. Get checked. Swelling might seem minor, but it can be your body's quiet plea for help. Silent sign number 9, cold or discolored extremities. Have you ever touched your hands or feet and noticed they're cold to the touch, even when it's warm outside? Or maybe you've seen your fingers or toes appear pale, bluish, or blotchy without any explanation. These aren't just quirks of aging. They can be serious signs of poor circulation, especially in the context of advanced peripheral artery disease, PAD. When your arteries become clogged with plaque, your heart has to make hard choices. With less blood available, your body prioritizes vital organs, like your heart, brain, and lungs, over your extremities. That means less blood reaches your hands and feet, causing them to become cold, discolored, or even numb. In some cases, the skin may take on a bluish tint or appear mottled, a marbled pattern that reflects uneven blood flow. If your hands or feet stay cold when the rest of your body is warm, or if their color changes for no clear reason, pay attention. This could be one of the earliest visible signs of circulatory failure. These symptoms are more than skin deep, they signal that oxygen isn't reaching your tissues, and over time, that can lead to tissue damage, nerve problems, or even non-healing wounds. PAD doesn't just affect mobility, it reveals that atherosclerosis may be impacting arteries throughout your body, including those leading to your heart. So don't ignore cold fingers or strange skin tones. Your limbs may be chilly, but the danger behind them is anything but cold. Get it checked. Protect your circulation and your life. What to do if you notice these signs? If one of these signs feels familiar, or if you've experienced 2 or more, you need to know this: it's not just aging, and it's not normal tiredness. These symptoms, especially when they appear together, are your body's way of waving a red flag. They're not random. They're connected, and often point towards something much deeper: restricted blood flow from artery blockage. The good news? You're catching it early. And early detection means you have the power to protect your heart before a crisis strikes. Here's what to do next: schedule a cardiac checkup. Let your doctor know about any of the symptoms we've discussed, no matter how small they seem. Get tested. Ask for blood pressure checks, cholesterol screening, and a vascular health assessment. These can reveal early-stage artery disease before it turns deadly. Make simple lifestyle changes. Walk 20 to 30 minutes a day. Cut back on sugar, salt, and processed foods. Load your plate with leafy greens, berries, and heart-healthy fats like olive oil and nuts. Manage stress. Chronic stress silently raises blood pressure and inflammation, 2 major enemies of your arteries. Remember, artery blockages don't wait, and neither should you. You don't need to overhaul your life overnight. But one checkup, one habit change, one meal choice can shift the direction of your heart health. You've recognized the signs. Now it's time to act. Because the best time to fight heart disease isn't after a heart attack, it's right now. Artery blockages don't always scream. Sometimes, they whisper, through tired legs, missed breaths, swollen ankles, or a flutter in your chest. These signs may seem small, but they're your body's early warning system. Listen to those whispers now, before they turn into a life-threatening shout. Every symptom we covered today is a message from your heart. Don't brush it off. Don't wait for something worse. Take action now, because prevention is powerful. What symptom do you think people most often overlook? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's start the conversation. And if you haven't seen it yet, be sure to watch my previous video, Stop Eating 2 Eggs Daily Until You Watch This, Shocking Truth. You won't believe what most people get wrong about this common food. Like, subscribe, and share this video with someone over 50, it could save their life. Let's protect our hearts, together.